over on TV. ESPN news came out today. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is being dubbed as the unrepentant monster. We all know that Stephen A. Smith just had a few ESPN episode with Mr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. In the past few days. It was on All Access. They talked about obviously the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight and his thoughts about the fight, obviously, and his plans during, before, and after the fight. Mayweather showed us, his home, his cars, and his lavish lifestyle. Stephen A. Smith never asked him, not once, regarding obviously his relationships with the significant others that Floyd Mayweather had before, and the controversies, accusations, lawsuits, and all that stuff. But today it seems like they're bringing back some of the bad things, if you will, that has happened in the past with, or the history of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and his women. Floyd Mayweather Jr., as you guys know, is what they call Las Vegas cash cow. He's been in front of the commission multiple times, answering questions of the so-called wrongdoing accusations against Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm gonna read you guys some of the quotes in news that was said today. Outside the Lines said that you can suspend license for somebody who is arrested for anything north of a traffic violation, and if you didn't do anything when a guy assaulted the mother of his children in front of his kids. And Commissioner Pat Lundvall said, I disagree with your characterization strongly, obviously, of characterization of Floyd Mayweather Jr. The criminal justice system had decided what this man's punishment was. A judge had made a decision. You guys didn't know, Mayweather spent about 90 days in jail for the domestic violence. And he says that we paid respect to that decision. So what this guy is saying, the commissioner is saying, is that we let the law handle the punishment, which is already done. But what the outside lines is also implying is that yes, the punishment has been already conducted, and after that there were still multiple accusations, a history, or a a trend of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s relationships to women. Says over here that the optics are your business. That's the PL to the other outside lines. And PL goes, the optics are not my business. Says the implication is clear. Floyd Mayweather Jr. makes us money. Say that again. The implication is clear. Floyd Mayweather Jr. makes us money, and we don't give a damn what he does when he's not in Las Vegas boxing ring. The commission regularly suspends fighters for testing positive for marijuana. If you guys know, there was All Access last year that came on during the Maidana fight with Mayweather. Showed an illegal sparring that they call the doghouse rules in Las Vegas. That fighters, they fight till death, figure of speech. And there was people smoking marijuana in his home. He admitted that he does not partake there, and he does not, that didn't happen. That was only for All Access per se purposes, that he does not tolerate those. That's what Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, and that was also proven before last year that he did lie in front of the commission. But nothing happened to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Nothing. He didn't get his license suspended. The fight with Marcus Maidana didn't get canceled. Nothing happened. It was swept under the rug. Um, well, I guess a little analysis of mine is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is is a great boxer. You know, he's great inside the ring. People love him for that. People love him because Floyd Mayweather Jr. makes people money, and the commission understands that. And Las Vegas, number one. But I guess what they're implying here is, what are the messages you sending to the kids and to your fans that it's okay as long as you're on top of your game, as long as you are famous. It's okay for you to do wrongdoings and get away with it. That's what they're implying. That's why they're criticizing Mr. Floyd Mayweather during this episode of the ESPN Outside Lines. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has commented multiple times on athletes that have been accused or have been accused and punished of similar crimes or similar offenses, domestic violence. And he's been criticized for that because his answers, not that it did not make sense, but his answers were not to the satisfaction of the media, if you will, or his answers had some secrets inside them. For example, when he commented about the Baltimore Ravens guy, football player, he commented, quote unquote, that the guy shouldn't be, punished like that, and that they shouldn't judge what happened, even though they have him on video, him beating up his fiance inside the elevator, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, unquote, worse things happens inside people's home. That there are a lot more worse that happened inside other people's homes. What is he implying by that? And that's why he was criticized. We all know that Mayweather and Pacquiao will be meeting each other in the ring comes May 2nd, and there should be no issues from now, 1 week, until the fight time. There should be no issues why this fight shouldn't happen. But all of a sudden, we see all these reminders, if you will, discrediting Mr. Floyd Mayweather's name in public. Is it right to say those things to the guy? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a reminder that you know what? Let me say this. I believe that it's because of Floyd Mayweather's character. Had Floyd Mayweather Jr. been a humble guy, instead of being very vocal or outspoken, or some people characterize him as arrogant, confident, rich. Had he not have those characters, I don't think he'd be under microscope and criticized. But regardless of what people say, he's still gonna do what he wants. He's never been punished except for that one jail time. And I mean, he's showing to the public that from coming from growing up from nothing to becoming the highest paid athlete, famous. I mean, from nothing to everything. That's what the media is showing. which is good. You know, with hard work and dedication, you can achieve impossible things, which Mr. Floyd Mayweather showed us that he accomplished a lot of things, and he did. But do do we really want the society, especially kids, to follow the same route Mayweather is going or had been? You know, as far as his outside the ring character, if you will. Pretty tough, you know. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has everything. Has everything. I mean, there's not one thing in this world that he could want, except for one thing: win against Manny Pacquiao, right? But he has everything. It's everything. I mean, it was showed in All Access with Stephen A. Smith. I mean, this guy lived very, very healthy, luxurious. I mean, I don't even think Bill Gates lived like that, even though he's a billionaire. But Mayweather, he knows how to live, right? But to some parents, they don't approve of his lifestyle. You know, I think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is being really, really criticized as far as his relationships and how he treats women. That's the bottom line. On the other hand, Manny Pacquiao, he had some flaws. You know, his relationship with his wife is almost ended. He had some gamblings there. He had some women involved. I mean, you know, no one is perfect. But he's never beat up anybody. He's never beat up a woman, you know. I guess with fame, you know, Mayweather, Pacquiao, they have everything in the world. You know, they have money, they have fame, everything. I mean, there's nothing in this world that can make them not famous or infamous. They're always gonna be famous. You know, well, I guess they could be infamous if they do some things, but I mean, from celebrities themselves to athletes themselves, they look up to this too. Talking about from Sylvester Stallone, Mark Wahlberg, Tom Brady. I mean, all these guys that should have been more famous, if you will, than these two boxers, but no. I mean, the May 2nd fight, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, trumped Super Bowl numbers, trumped every other sports numbers, money-wise. Comes May 2nd is going to be the biggest event, the most anticipated bout in the boxing history. Rest assured, everybody will be watching, whether from the arena itself or from their own homes, to include myself. People like these two boxers for what they do inside a ring. I just want to mention that both of these fighters are also philanthropists. They do donate charities and stuff like that. Both of them, both Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao. But character-wise, outside the ring, I think Manny Pacquiao would win. Would win the public per se. On the other hand, seems like whatever Floyd Mayweather does, in or outside the ring, he has fans, he has audience, he has followers, which I guess that's why this news came on today, is because they don't want young kids to try to look up to somebody that beats up women, per se. I mean, there's not really hard evidence out there that Mr. Floyd Mayweather, you know, has videos or, you know, police records, pictures that he actually beat up women. So there's not really hard evidence out there that this has been done. It's just, you know, hearsay. Or it was proven at one time, that's why he went to jail, but still denied it to this point, right? So, do you really want your kids, friends, family to be like Floyd Mayweather Jr.? A lot of people will agree and said yes. We would like to be like Floyd Mayweather, but they're implying through his lavish lifestyles and famous character inside a ring, not outside a ring. I don't think so. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the ESPN outside lines news that came out today. Let me know what you guys think. Till next time, 12 Rounds TV. Take care out there, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.